Things Gary does.
It had taken a couple of days, but Theo had finally got him talking. And it was little stuff at first, and things about some dog, some things about his crops that year. But now, she was ready to dig in for the juicy stuff. And Theo stuck her head through the bars of the jail and said, "Hey, Jordan." And Jordan, leaning back on his chair, goes, "What you want, Theo? You know we can't keep talking." "I was just wondering, who was your first crush? Who you got the hots for? Who did you have the hots for when you were little?" And Jordan goes, "I ain't gonna tell you that. Just go back and lay on your cot." "Come on, Jordan, you can tell me. You know I'm not gonna tell anybody." And Jordan kind of smiles and goes, "No, guess you're not. Big bad Theo all caught up in the jail. Probably get the gallows for you, huh?" "Yeah, well, I ain't particularly interested in talking about the gallows right now. I'm interested in hearing about the gals you load, maybe." That was a terrible pun, but fine. Back in my town, we had this little watering hole that we would go to when it got real hot, and all the kids would jump in and splash around and play around. And there was one family, the Parkers, and they'd come around every time my family would come around, and they had a bunch of kids, but I remember one time we were all playing like Blinds Man's Bluff or something like that, and we were playing, and I was running, I had water in my eyes, I couldn't see nothing, and I tripped over something in the hole, probably a rock, and I fell, and I just fell into something, but I didn't know what it was at first, and then I stepped back and realized I'd been face deep in old Juliet's breasts. And that's when I had my first love, was old Juliet and her very comfy and cushy and life-saving breasts. Theo, irritated, "Well, ain't that just touching? Parker family have any other fancy girls that you fancied?" And Jordan looks and goes, "Well, I had a couple other girls in their family. Don't really remember any of them specifically. And remember there was maybe Carla. I think she often married a man and ran off to the city. I think there was another one. They had a lot of boys too. I don't really remember." "Ah, I see. Overlooked some of the other siblings. Some of the other ones who may have given you attention like Juliet never gave you." "What are you talking about? How do you know Juliet didn't like me? We could have been dating for years. I could be married to her for all you know." "Except to know you done." "And how do you know that?" "Elsewise, Juliet would have told me." And Jordan looks and says, "How do you know Juliet?" "Well, if you haven't got it by now, we were born by the same mama." And Jordan looks and he thinks and he goes, "That's right. I'm Sarah, the one you forgot, but you know, I never forgot about you. And I was hoping maybe you were thinking about me, but I guess not." Jordan gets up from his chair and walks over to the bars and looks at him through and goes, "Sarah, you're Theo?" "Sure am, and now that I know you ain't interested and my little heart's broken, I think I'll be leaving now." I'm astounded to find... But you ain't going nowhere. It doesn't change any of the things you've done." "No, I suppose it don't, but It also means I don't need to stay here. I ain't gonna get you. Well, I don't know how you're gonna pull that one off. And that's what made you so adorable. You were just so damn dumb. And at that moment, the brick wall behind little Sarah Parker smashed to pieces as it was pulled down by a riding team of horses. She slowly stands up and tips her hat and walked right out of the door.
Things done.